What's going on, everybody? I'm Frank. Welcome back to Morals Over Money. So today's video, for those of you that don't know, I used to work with troubled youth, at-risk youth, for my county, kids that were, in foster care, had a troubled home. And one of the curriculum for the younger males that I used to do, and it also applies to females because we can all take something from this. I used to make a list, right? And it was the qualities of a good man, and we would go around the room and everybody would say something that we speak on. So I was going through some papers and bumped into the curriculum and seen it. So I thought I'd bring it to y'all, right? And listen, I promise you, you can stop watching the channel now and, stop watching this video now and click out and go do something else. I'm not going to be upset. I promise you. So for everybody at the end of the video that's going to be like, oh, this was a corny video, blah, 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 blah. It's your chance to leave. Stay around. That's on you. Thanks for the support. But, so here it is. And for any, I got this idea from, it was an author. His name is Robert Greene, right? The 49 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction. All those books came from him. The 50th Law, he teamed up with 50 Cent and wrote a book, and it was actually really good. So this is where I got the concept and the idea from. So I'm going to start off here, all right? Hygiene is everything. Fellas, I'm a barber, so I deal with men all day, and some of the hygiene that I see come in my chair is absolutely out of pocket. Dirty ears, people don't wash right. Listen, hygiene is everything. There's nothing worse than standing next to somebody, and they give off an odor. Some people can't help it. That's a different story. I'm talking about people that you have a home, you have, all the facilities, and you just don't use it. Hygiene is everything. Hygiene means more than you know. Brushing your teeth in the morning means more than you know. I promise you, if somebody comes up to you to talk to you and they have stinking ass breath, you're going to remember that for a long time. Tell me I'm lying. All right, number 2, this goes without saying, y'all. And I feel like in my days, this was a little stronger. And but it's dealing with a friend's ex. So if I got a homie and he dates a girl and they break up, she's off the limit to me. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care about none of that shit. Do not date a friend's ex. Let me explain this a little bit too, fellas, and for the ladies, right? So for a guy will view a lady or a woman that deals with multiple friends in the circle. She's, they'll call her a homie hopper, where she's dealing with all types of men, and that's not favorable the way a guy is going to look at the girls like that. You know what I mean? So, and guys, we have this system where we sort of rate women. What's up, y'all? I'm just editing this video, and I just realized I said something and it sounded sort of like something else. So I'm putting this video in here to make sure you know that I said rate women, R-A-T-E, rate women, nothing else. You know what I mean? We'd be like, all right, she is good looking, she doesn't curse, she's not promiscuous, she is not drunk all the time. Those are all scores that we sort of give in our head. So dating a homie's ex, big no-no. Number 3, don't complain, act. So when we complain, it makes us, and this, once again, this is just for me. When I hear people complaining that aren't doing something to change it, they're just complaining, right? They sound helpless and hopeless, right? It's one thing to sort of complain about stuff, but you're making moves or you're working to change what you're complaining about, right? We can't complain about how our job sucks and all that if we're not doing something to get a better job. You know what I'm saying? So I try to always remember, don't complain without acting. And biggest thing is don't complain, period. We sound helpless, it's just not a good look. Number 4, never be a bully. Now in society, bullying is a big no-no. For those of you that are a little bit older, know back in my day, bullying was a no-no, but it wasn't as big as a problem as it is now. Never be a bully, man. Don't bully nobody. And listen, adults, we could do this shit too. It's not just kids in school. People bully, people that have money. We bully in different ways. We bully with our looks. We could bully with money. We could bully because we're in better shape, because we got a better car, a better house, a better job. You know, there's all different types of bullying. It's not just little kids on a schoolyard. So remember, don't be a bully. And if you see somebody being bullied, step up to that bully. For a young kid, listen, I tell my kids all the time, if somebody bullies you in school, you ask them to stop it. You tell them nicely. If they don't listen, punch them in their mouth. They're going to stop. I was a bully, and I was also bullied. So I know that, you know, a lot of kids bully because there's a lot of shit going on inside of us. We have to put others down to make ourselves feel good. Never a good thing. Stay informed. Listen, read the newspaper. Watch news. I don't care what you watch, CNN, Fox, whatever it is. Know what's going on in the world. Know what's going on in your city. Be informed about what's going on in general. You know what I'm saying? I know for those of us that try to stay informed, and I try to, and I'm not the best at it, but I try. I like to have conversations with other people, right? That's called building. When we have constructive conversations, we're building a relationship, and we're also building a knowledgeable base. So stay informed about what's going on in the world. Number 6, difference between lust and love. Fellas, this is a big one. Ladies, this is also a big one. So I try to always remember, we can find lust in damn near any person we deal with, whether it's a female or a male. We can find lust in any person. You're not going to find that love in any person. What's the difference between lust and love? Lust is for now, love is forever. Just think about that. If it's something that we know is going to flee, if it's, you know, us being in bed with somebody and we find that we just have good chemistry and good magic, if it's something we fall in love with a person's looks, they're not always going to look like that. We fall in love because of a person's body, right? Because of their image, stuff like that. That's not love. There's definitely lust. When you fall in love, you'll know it. Believe me, you'll know it. You'll realize it's nothing like you ever felt, and you'll definitely know. All right. Number 7, give respect. It sort of goes without saying, be kind, you know, do unto others as we want unto us. For me, a lot of people, I always hear people say, oh, you got to earn my respect. You got to earn my respect. Listen, you don't have to earn my respect. I'm going to give you my respect as a human being. It's up to you to lose it. The first time you lose it, it's gone. You don't have to earn my respect. I'm going to give you my respect straight off the bat. I don't care if I don't know you. Don't care what you look like, what you act like, what your religion is. None of that shit. I'm going to treat everybody the same until they give me a reason to not treat them like that. So give respect. Number 8. Listen, it's okay to be alone. We all have different phases in our life. One phase that we're all going to have is the building phase, right? Sometimes it's all right to be selfish when we got to focus on us and get our shit together. Whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, whether it's financially, whether it's health-wise, spirituality, you know, any of that stuff. It's all right to be alone. It's all right to take a walk by yourself. It's all right to be in the park alone, go to the library alone, go to a sporting event alone. It's okay. You know, nobody's going to think you're a weirdo. Believe me, it's okay to be alone. It's okay to laugh and joke too. That's number 9. So this is mainly for the fellas. Fellas, I know for myself, I used to think I was too gangster to laugh, to joke, to smile in pictures. That's an ego thing that goes with our ego, with our machismo. That would be like, nah, ain't nothing funny, you know, that type of stuff. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to joke. It's okay to not be serious all the time. It's okay to laugh at ourselves at the expense of ours. You know, just it's okay to laugh. It's okay. We don't have to be serious. We could joke around with our friends, and a motherfucker could make fun of me, and if I fell or something and not take offense to it. It's okay to laugh. It feels good too. All right. Number 10, no matter what we do, we got to be goal orientated. Short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. Short-term could be something as simple as today, tomorrow. Have goals, and when we set our goals, when we accomplish them, it's okay to throw a party for ourselves. It could be something as simple as, yo, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go out to eat. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to buy myself this pair of sneakers. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to do this or that for myself. It's okay to do that. Set goals. Listen, we don't have goals, we're never going to accomplish nothing in life. And who wants to go throughout life without accomplishing shit? I know I don't. So set those goals. And remember, a goal not written down is a dream, right? So until we write our goals down on a piece of paper and set a date to it and say, all right, it's going to be short, it's going to be mid, it's going to be long term, they're just dreams. Set them goals, write them down on a piece of paper. All right, number 11, that's the 80-20 rule. This is one of my favorite rules, and I'm sure damn near all of us have experienced this. 80-20 rule. So it's mainly in like relationships and stuff like that, but I'm sure we've all had to deal with it also in jobs, in friendships, and different types of relationships. So 80-20 rule. I'm going to use it in the context of a relationship. 80-20. I'm married. My wife gives me 80% of the qualities that of my checklist. You know, she meets 80% of that. Do not trade in that 80 for that 20. So what I'm saying is, once again, we all have this mental checklist in our head of what we want our job to be, of what we want our marriage to be, of what we want our relationship to be. Because listen, very rarely are we gonna find somebody who is 100% of what we want out of a mate, out of a wife, out of a friend. Nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's gonna check all them boxes off. And if they are, it's very rare that they're gonna keep checked off forever. So 80-20 rule, right? I'm married. I've been married to my wife for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it might be, right? She checks off 80% of what I want out of a woman or out of a mate, right? And I yearn for that 20. Now I see somebody that has that 20, right? Somebody new, somebody I'm at work with, somebody I meet, whatever it might be. I see somebody, they have those sort of qualities, right? It could be something as simple as maybe your wife isn't a good cook. Maybe, you know, she doesn't do other things that you might want her to do, right? But you see somebody and you be like, man, that person's an awesome cook, right? That person, you know, does this or does that. So we go over there and we think this person has 100% of what we want, but she doesn't. She only has that 20. That's what I call 80-20 rule. We trade in that 80% that we was getting, we traded in for that 20. So like I said, okay, I'm just going to use it in context as being married, right? I'm married for 15 years. There's, out of 10 things, there's 2 things my wife doesn't do. Let's just say she doesn't cook and she doesn't appreciate me enough, okay? So now there's a lady I'm at work with, a lady that, you know, we might do business together, whatever it might be. I see she's or it could be somebody on social media. I see she's a hell of a cook. And she's always, you know, telling her husband thank you or telling her significant other thank you. And she seems to be real grateful, right? So now that I see she has those 2 things that I'm lacking in my wife, or I think my wife is lacking, that becomes real appealing, right? So I go over there, I leave this 80 to go get that 20. That's all she got. All she got going is she cooks good and she's thankful. Nothing else. That's what I mean by 80-20. So I leave the 80 to get with that 20, and I think she got 100, but she don't have 100. All she got is that punk ass 20. All she know how to do is cook good, and she's thankful. She don't know how to take care of the kids. She don't know how to hold the house down. She's not independent. She don't work. You know, none of that shit. All she got is that 20. That's the 80-20 rule. And that's going to be in all type of relationships, not just in marriage and, you know, in like home atmosphere. Have your own style. Listen, don't be afraid to have your own style. I had a friend that used to work at the barbershop, and he used to come dressed nice to the barbershop every day. You know how many people, when he stopped working at the barbershop, how many people said, yo, where's that guy that dresses nice? I knew 100% it was the way he dressed that made him stick out. We all know people like that. Have your own style. Don't be afraid to have your own style, right? You don't have to dress like everybody else, talk like everybody else talk. You don't have to do that. All right. Number 13, ask more, talk less. We all hear that saying, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we talk, right? It's 100% the truth. So I used to get booked to go speak. I used to be somewhat of like a motivational, inspirational speaker. So I used to speak for hospitals, schools, judges, courtrooms, different companies like business companies, and I would just go and share my story with them, right? I would notice that one time I met the CEO of Geisinger. It's a big hospital here. So I know this man is in charge of a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company. I wasn't so worried about trying to impress him. I was asking him more questions than I was telling him about myself, right? I was asking twice as much as I was telling. I wasn't telling him, look, this is what I do. My name is Frank. Hi, nice to meet you. This is what I do. I started asking him questions. Hi, how you doing? Can I ask you something? Ask him a couple questions. Ask him how he got there, any recommendation he has that can be used and applied to whatever you're trying to do in life. He sent me an email less than a day later and said, hey, you stuck in my head because you asked me questions, right? You were inquisitive. He said, usually when I meet people, they try to tell me how great I am. They try to impress me. He said, you asked for knowledge. You sought knowledge out. And all I did was ask him, I was like, look, do you have any advice that I can use to take my speaking further? Is there anything that basically asked him to critique me? He's a successful man, obviously. He's the CEO of a hospital. That's what stuck out. People don't usually ask me questions. So ask twice as much as we talk. Number 14, give 100%. Listen, if you're the janitor at McDonald's, be the best fucking janitor at McDonald's. If you're a barber, be the best barber. If you cut grass, be the best fucking grass cutter. Whatever you do, be the best at what you do. I promise you this, as a business owner and as a businessman, I'm always watching what people do. My barber's in a shop, I'm always watching what they do. I'm seeing who takes out the garbage, who's gonna sweep up the cigarette butts in the front, who's gonna go clean the bathroom without being asked. Our bosses, I promise you, everybody that has a boss, your boss is always watching. And they're gonna watch you way before they think about approaching you, about getting bumped up in a job. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna watch you for months before they approach you with some type of deal and say, look, I'd like to do this type of business with you. Or look, I see you've been working hard. I want to give you a raise. They're gonna watch. I promise you right now, they're gonna watch you for months before whatever happens, good happens. I promise you that. Ambition. Ain't nothing worse than somebody that's lazy, right? We all got the same 24 hours in a day. Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, they got the same amount of time in the day as us. If we find, for me, I find that 8 hours isn't enough to do what I want to do in my day. So that means I have to wake up a little earlier or go to sleep a little bit later. I find it a lot easier to wake up a little earlier because the house is quiet, the kids are asleep, I don't have all types of distractions. The earlier we wake up, the better. So listen, 100% have ambition, set goals. Number 16, appreciate the right people. Know who to have around you, right? You have a friend that checks on you just because they're a good friend. Because think about how many people only want to deal with us or only want to be with us when it's beneficial for them. So if you have somebody that checks on you just because and checks on you, hey, how you doing? How you doing? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. That friend that reaches out to us and sends us a text or calls us just because, appreciate them. Appreciate the right people and appreciate them for the right reasons, right? For me, I see a lot of people that idolize musicians, idolize athletes. Me, I like to look up to great men. Somebody who stood for something, somebody who was successful, somebody that worked hard. That's the type of people I like to look up to. I don't care how high you could jump. I don't care how good you could play basketball. And I'm not saying that those are wrong things to look up to, because obviously they're hard workers to achieve that level of success and be that good at something. But for me, personally, I like somebody that does twice as much working as they do talking. All right, number 17, be comfortable in your own skin. Listen, none of us are perfect. None of us. I promise you, nobody in this world is. We all have little things about us that we don't like. Me, I don't like my weight right now. I wish I could come down. So I'm going to take certain strides to do that. And that goes with setting goals and putting those goals into action. Be comfortable in your own skin. I promise you that everybody has something that they don't like about themselves. If we can't change it, then we got to learn to embrace it, man. You don't know that thing that you don't like about yourself, that scar, those freckles, you know, that skin patch, somebody else could find love in that. So it's cool. Nobody's perfect. All right, number 18, save, save, save. I can't tell you this enough. Anybody that is a little bit older, we know the importance of saving, saving, saving. So just think about what happened in the pandemic, right? People were out of work. You never know when, you know, you could lose your job, your business could shut down, you can have a slip and fall, you can have an accident, be out of work for 6, 9 months. Save, save, save. Sure, it's nice to have nice sneakers, it's nice to have nice clothes. Save twice as much, if not 3 times as much, and save smartly. For me, I don't like putting my money in the bank. The bank doesn't even keep their money in the bank. If I put $15,000, if let's say I have $15,000 saving, and I put that in the bank today, and I want to come in tomorrow and withdraw my money, the bank is going to tell me, hey, come back in 3 days. They're not going to be able to give me that money right then and there because they don't keep it there. They take and invest their money. So save money, but also do stuff wisely with it. Look at marriage as a business, right? And I'm not saying that think of it as only a business, but I think of it as a business. For everybody that's married, you know we had to sign a marriage certificate, and that is a legally binding contract. So the way I look at it is, I signed on that line. I told my wife, I'm going to be faithful, I'm going to be caring, I'm going to be loving. Whatever our vows were, that's what I told her I'm going to be. I have to be like that forever. So whatever our vows were, and I told her, on that day I commit to you, and that day I signed that paper and recited those vows, I have to do that through good and bad. She gets on my nerve, I still got to do that shit. You know, I just got to be who I promised her I was going to be on good days, on bad days, and days when neither one of us feel like it. Don't forget that marriage is a business. Know who, what upsets you, and what motivates you. So this is extremely important. I have to know people that get on my nerves, right? So number one, I can avoid them, right? If I know there's a certain type of person that just gets on my nerves, somebody that's always bragging, somebody that's mean, somebody that's, you know, snotty, somebody that's gossipy, whatever it is, I have to know that and identify that, and I have to stay away from them. Why would I want to be around somebody if they get on my last nerve? Some of us, we have to. Some of us, we're married to them. Some of us, we work with them. Some of us, we have them in our family. And what gets on your nerves, and know where to place them in your life. If it's somebody you can't get rid of, keep them at arm's distance. They don't have to be, you know, they don't have to be in your house. You don't have to be around them all the time. You know, boundaries, basically. There's a couple bonus ones I came up with too. Number one, hustle, work hard. A lot of people have like a negative connotation to the word hustle. To hustle just means to outwork the next person. Think about it when you were young, you're in gym class, your gym teacher's yelling, yo, hustle, hustle, hustle. Just means to work hard, to give it your all. Don't lose out on something because you were too lazy to give it your all. Give it your all, and if you know that it doesn't happen, you can walk away from the situation knowing that, oh, damn, it might not have happened, but at least it did not happen because I didn't give it my all. So hustle. Number two, have integrity. That just means doing what you said you're going to do and being who you said you're going to be, even when people ain't watching. So, right, let me give you this an example. So I sold somebody some suits the other day, right? I accidentally charged him for 3 suits when he wanted 2. So I was going through my orders. I seen it, and it was an extra $50. I messaged him right back. I said, excuse me, brother, how many suits did you order? He said, I ordered 2. I said, I'm sorry, I overcharged you. I refunded his money, apologized to him. And he said, damn, you know what? I thought it was for shipping. He said, I appreciate that. Have that integrity. Listen, I don't want nothing that ain't mine. But on the other hand, if it's mine, I want it and I'm coming for it. But I don't want nothing that's not mine. I don't want to cheat for nothing. I don't want to steal for nothing. I don't want to take them shortcuts. But if it's mine, I want it. So have some integrity. Number 3, be honest. All we have is our word in this life. You don't want to be known as that person that they tell you something, you walk away, and somebody be like, yo, what do you think about that? They be like, man, you know, I don't believe shit they say. Be honest. That's all we have. That's one thing that I love about myself is people that know me, they know if I say something, I mean it, and that's exactly the way it happened. I ain't throw no sugar on it. I didn't put no cut on it. They know if I said it, that's what happened. They can count on my word. Humility. Humility is the act of being humble. Listen, it's all right to want to strive to be the best. It's all right to be the best. You don't have to let everybody know you're the best, though. Listen, when you're good at something, you let people know. When you're great at something, people will let people know. You see what I'm saying? So, number 5, over-deliver. No matter what it is. This goes back to the same thing. If you're cutting grass, over-deliver. Cut the grass, trim the hedge, just do a little extra. I promise you, people will remember that. Anytime I do business or have interactions with somebody and they over-deliver, I remember that 110%. Something as simple as a waitress. She's over-delivering. I'm gonna remember that. When it's time to bust out that tip, she's gonna get a tip. Number 6. This is key. And this also comes with age and maturity. Have patience. The more patient we become, the easier our life becomes. I'm telling you that from somebody who didn't have patience. Now I have a little bit more patience. I could definitely work on it and have a lot more patience, but I'm getting there. When we are impatient, all we do is stress out ourselves. So be patient. Number 7, seek knowledge. For me, if I'm talking about a certain topic with somebody and I don't know what they're talking about, I have to go find out. Because first of all, I want to find out if the information they're giving me is correct. So I'm going to go find out. And it could be something as simple as Googling and reading a couple articles. It could be something as watching YouTube and finding out a couple stuff. Watching YouTube and finding out some different information. Seek knowledge. Number 8, this is extremely important. Be choosy with your love, your energy, and your time. Listen, we only have 100% of energy, love, and time. Why give 10% or 20% of that love, time, or energy to somebody who's not worth it when we could be giving that 20 to somebody who is worth it? Be stingy with that. This is huge. Make sure you know who you have kids with. So those of you know, I have kids prior to my marriage. 100% I wish I would have known who you have kids with. And that also changes. Once there's kids in the picture, a male or a female is going to change. They're going to act different, especially if they know they can use that child to inflict any type of hurt. So just know who you have kids with for both of your sake and also, most importantly, for the child's sake. And when we know who we have kids with, so basically it goes back to be smart. Use protection. We have to think as everybody that we lay down with, we could potentially have children with. If we look at it like that, we're going to be a little bit more selective. Number 10, communication is key. If something's bothering me, I'm going to go talk to somebody. If Rachel does something I don't like, I'm going to pull her to the side and be like, hey, I need to speak to you about something. I didn't like this. This is bothering me. Same thing as coworker. Listen, we can do that without coming to blows, without coming to a fight, without being disrespectful. If somebody does something you don't like, speak about it. Speak to them about it. The same way, if they do something you like, speak to them about it and tell them, yo, I like what you did. So example, I had a guy, he comes into the shop, him and his son. His son is a teenager. The guy's about my age. They have a dope relationship, awesome relationship between father and son. The other day I told him, I said, hey, I hope when Major gets to be your son's age, we have that same line of communication, in that relationship you have. I said, I admire that. That made him feel good, and also, it makes me feel good to make somebody else feel good. It's okay to give somebody else props. Number 11, super important, and we should have learned this, with COVID and everything else that's going on. Our health is important. We have to watch what we put in our body. It's what's going to come out. It's not only with food, but it's television, music. Whatever we put in our body is going to come out in one form or another. We could listen to fucking music that's violent and talk about getting high. Sooner or later, that music is going to have an influence on us. So just be mindful of that. And number 12, I always leave it for my last one. But it's number 1 rule. Pray, pray, pray. I don't care who you pray to. God, Jehovah, Allah. It don't matter. Pray, pray, pray. For those of you that struggle with a higher power, just think about it, man. We have to be sort of sort of arrogant and conceited to think that there isn't something bigger than us to create everything we see, right? Look outside, you see the trees, the birds, the car, everything. There's something out there greater than us. Pray to them. Don't just pray to them when we need something. Listen, I pray to God and thank him on a normal basis. And I could probably do it more. Thank you for getting me through this day. Thank you for having a successful business. Thank you for me being healthy. Thank you for me being at peace. You know, I thank God more than enough. And listen, I'm going to tell you something also, is my life became so much more peaceful and whole when my relationship with God was good. I'm telling you 100%. I had a hard time dealing with God and accepting the thought of there being a God. And I was angry with God because of my mother dying. I said, if there's a God, there's no way he would have took a mother from her little children. You know, that's what I thought. So I struggled with that. Once I got over it and said, look, he knows best. Now, when something doesn't go in my favor, I'll be like, all right, God just didn't want it. Now, when something goes in my favor, I'll be like, God just didn't want it for me. It doesn't mean he don't want it for me forever, just not right now. Maybe it'll come later. And a lot of times when I thought like that, what I had planned and had in store was like a level 8. What God came through and slid through with was level 10. Think about it. So I thank you guys. Y'all, this is just the 20 laws of men. And once again, like I said, I'm nobody special. I just thought this is some type of information that there's some people out there that can use. There's some young brothers that watch this channel that have no type of male influence in their household. They don't know any good, productive males. So those of y'all can take some of this information. Remember to be kind, loving, and patient. And if there's some stuff you think I missed out on, let me know. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. And also tell me if there's some of these that you agree with or disagree with. Thanks, y'all. Take it easy.